about time for a garden update. So today we will tour my garden and see everything that is growing. Today is the last day of June. I missed the May update, so there's a few things that have come and gone already. But here's our June update. I got corn planted here. There's 4 quadrants of corn. Each one is a different variety. And we're planting Three Sisters method here, so we've got squash in between the 4 quadrants. That will help mulch the soil. And then I planted beans at the base of the corn stalks. I've learned to wait a couple weeks before planting the beans because when they pop up, they just shoot up really quickly and the corn doesn't grow tall enough for them to climb before they're ready to start climbing. So these are doing really well. Over here we've got glass gem corn, and down here is bodacious yellow. This is a red variety and a blue variety. I got some seeds from a friend, and her son really wanted to grow different colors of corn, so that's what we have. And the squash is starting to look really good. I am concerned about the squash vine borers because I always have trouble with those. In this bed I have asparagus and strawberries planted together. The strawberries roots are higher in the soil than the asparagus roots. The asparagus roots are about 12 inches down, so they can happily coexist together. This is the first spring of this asparagus and these strawberries. Some of these strawberries I planted later in the season, so they're not very big yet. That's a volunteer sunflower from last year. But these strawberries I put in right at the beginning of the season, and they're June-bearing strawberries, so we will have a great crop from them next year. This bed had some greens in it over the winter, and now it's got this fennel that is flowering back here. Somehow I lost some of my footage, and now it's raining. This is the bed that had the leeks in it last fall that I harvested across the winter and even into the spring. Now I have dahlias that will grow this summer. Here's my herb garden. I have one late chive blossom, Johnny jump ups, nasturtium, calendula, chamomile, sage, borage. I started some rosemary from seed, oregano from last year that's flowering, and my thyme is flowering. Then this way we have one of my cutting beds. Have quite a few varieties of sweet peas. And then down below are the snapdragons. Around the other side I still have some of my cerinthe, but it's going to seed now to make flowers for next year. Cucumbers are going to grow up over this arch. And down in front we have basil and peppers. Peppers are starting to come in. And then in the back we have tomatoes that are also starting to come in. bananas, peppers. massage tomatoes. They're stripy and fun. So that's all growing well. This is where I just pulled my garlic out. And I'm thinking about putting in some fall potatoes, but meanwhile I have here's scarlet runner beans, and then over there are Chinese purple potted beans, and that's the last of the peas. I need to pull those out soon. Walla Walla onions and squash and watermelon, some upright varieties. Dragon's tongue bush beans. In this bed I had greens over the winter, so you can see I have some lettuce that's bolting, and back here is cilantro that grew into a huge tree and is now toppling over, but I'm actually letting it shade the bed a little bit. Now I'm growing some more cut flowers in here. I have some amaranth down here that is growing, and this is bupleurum. And I have some tiny larkspur and bells of Ireland under here. And my pincushion flower, scabious or scabiosa, is getting close. This is a dark, dark purple color. Then I have a couple of varieties of calendula that I just harvested a bunch of blossoms from yesterday. Over here I have bachelor's buttons, and these plants are almost done. I need to rip them out soon, but I'm just waiting till I have a couple more things for cut flowers ready. This is my status for cutting. And then brand new, just opened today, is mallope. So pretty. This next bed we just kind of threw together because I had a handful of other things to plant, but I didn't have any place to plant yet, so we don't have the wood edging to it yet. We put some logs around it, some more tomatoes, calendula, okra, eggplant, okra, hibiscus, and then the tomato, and then these are ground cherries and a watermelon, and I have some peanuts that I grew. I bought the seeds when I lived in Texas because they were more suited for Texas, but I figured I'd give them a try here. Last thing I have going is a sunflower circle for my kids to play in, and 3 grapevines. I'm trying to grow loofah up over that ladder. We'll see if they get going well. They're having a little bit of transplant shock right now because I started them inside. I'm really pleased with how the garden's looking right now. Like I said, this is our 1-year anniversary of living here and of starting this garden, and we've kind of added beds slowly as we had time. The June beetles have arrived this year and they're starting to wreak havoc on things. I don't feel like the June beetles were bad last year, or maybe my garden was not established at the time of year that they were causing problems. I'm not quite sure, but I'm paying my kids a dime a piece to pick June beetles out of my garden, so hopefully we'll keep that under control. And this is only one of my gardens. The shade garden is coming along nicely, and the orchard out front is doing well, and it's just really exciting to see everything that we've been able to do since moving here a year ago. And I'm so excited because we have so many tomatoes that are about to start ripening up. The peppers are starting to ripen. And we've been harvesting lots of bouquets of sweet peas and lots of other fun bouquets from the garden. We're just gonna have a lot coming from this garden this summer. I made a fun recipe the other day with the cilantro, and I'll show you what it is that we made.